is this virtual billboard coming to me in virtual reality? Then
they actually set up a police station in the metaverse.
Of course, the whole customization
and the citizens can come and have
I think onboarding would be one very big use cases, especially for the tech companies and companies in the manufacturing space who work at a larger scale. And with this change, I think a lot of new job opportunities would be created in this space as well. I mean, the best job description I've seen till date is vibe manager. And vibe manager was a real job for an NFT project, because it is, as we say, that community and utility are very important for any project, right, in the NFT space. So I think vibe manager just stuck with me, the word as such. But jokes apart, I think there would be a lot of other job opportunities being created, right? So I would want to know your thoughts on that as well.
Yeah, I think one of the very interesting things which we have seen in terms of this is what UAE police is doing with their citizens. That is a very interesting use case. Again, I think this is something where globally we are very afraid to go to police stations. Anything happens, there is a mental block that how do you go to police stations. So the UAE government, I think they did with one of their districts where they actually set up a police station in the metaverse, and the citizens can come and have their grievances in the metaverse. So I think this is a very beautiful use case where citizens can come and have their grievances here, and the policemen actually going and comforting them with their very friendly avatars and all these things. So this is a very beautiful use case. Secondly, I've heard that the UAE government is actually also doing the health thing in the metaverse. A lot of time you feel very shy when you're actually trying to tell your problems. Some problems you cannot directly tell in face to face. So that also they are doing. So I think UAE as a whole country and this are looking very positively towards it. And I feel there are some industries which are naturally inclined towards this kind of a environment. We have heard something called as in-camera code proceedings. So rather than in-camera code proceedings, we can have avatars coming and being part of the code proceedings. So there are these 2-3 very beautiful use cases which are being done in the metaverse space.
I mean, yes, the police use case, I definitely agree that there is this skepticism or a mental barrier whenever we feel like, talking to a police authority. But then this would definitely resolve. And this is something that I wasn't, aware of at all. Very interesting. And thanks for sharing that. I think the next thing I want to know about the advertising space is the analytics, right? Say, if I talk about outdoor advertising at this point, there is very limited data as to how many cars cross a particular billboard and how many eyeballs are there on a particular billboard. In the case of Metaverse, first thing is that a particular billboard, what you see in the same Metaverse versus what I see, can be personalized. And I want to know what you think about this. Yash and Mani open to, and this is kind of an open discussion.
Yash, you want to go first?
No, you go.
Yeah, so great points, Aditya Chawla. I think one case is that you're talking about, when you're talking about the virtual billboards, you're talking about two real cases. One could be, is this virtual billboard coming to me in virtual reality? Then, of course, the whole customization, and then, okay, so was his eye really tracking it, or was he least interested? Did he look away? Because you have that immersive device on your face, you can actually see the eye tracking. That was that person turned off with it? What was the kind of, and there's a lot of analytics that go into eye tracking and the pupil to know what was the kind of emotion you were feeling. So, there is that level of immersion and analytics available on the virtual reality. And then, of course, we're talking about, image tracking becoming a tool for augmented reality. So, there are a lot of these cases where, there is a barcode, 2D barcode on an ad, you scan it, and either a 3D object pops up or an experience pops up in augmented reality. And this gives you trackability of the physical page, of trackability of the physical billboard, because suddenly you were paying for billboards based on location, but how many people were actually sitting and seeing it? People were busy catching a metro. They didn't have time to actually see it. Suddenly you have trackability available on physical billboards and physical magazines. So I think analytics have really, increased the ROI of this tech in some way.
What do you think is the right balance, or is metaverse for everyone? Can there be any negative impacts of that on humanity?
Basically all three. One is the situation of bad actors. Bad actors will be everywhere, so you either build in the AI or build in the tools. So I was giving a talk in Workspace VR, and some girl, she was very innocent about it, but she kept coming on stage, and I didn't know how to control that. There is an option on the controller to prevent someone to come on stage, because the entire space can be walked around. So the person kept coming on stage, and because the spatial audio, what she was speaking, all the entire audience could hear it because I was near the mic. So, this is just something innocent, but, it could be in the case like what Yash mentioned, that what happened in the case of Horizon Rooms, that, now, of course, Horizon has the feature that you can take a call, how big you want to make the bubble around you. So, if you want to draw the bubble as 1 foot or 2 feet, then no one can come beyond that bubble into your space. A kind of a physical distancing happening virtually as well. Then the other very big point is, we've had the unfortunate situations of gamers committing suicides. You have this entire artificial world you've built, you have friends, you're competing with them, and you've lost the game, or you've worked so hard, you worked 6 months for this level, and then you feel that I was going to make it, but I've told everyone I'm going to win the game, but I lost. And these are real situations where gamers commit suicide, because the mind doesn't know that it's a game. The mind doesn't know that it's alternate reality. You feel that, how will I deal with the shame of this? So similarly, what's going to happen is, one is NFTs is going to bring in a lot of real money and real currency into the situation. So, you could be a situation. I know I was speaking to someone where they didn't know they were doing trading futures on crypto, and they thought that all that they were losing was the amount being, waged. They didn't know that the entire thing that was being staked in order for them to get that kind of wager was at stake. So someone I was speaking to recently said that in a matter of few hours, he lost 1.6 crores because, he didn't know that his entire stake, which was there in his wallet, was being used for trading. So, these are the kind of situations that, if I haven't told my parents about this, haven't told my wife about this, that I've lost all the savings, it could lead to, big problems. So, we don't know how dangerous this technology can be, because it's as real as it is fake, as real as it is virtual. So, we have to be careful about this. And of course, the problem with any kind of burnout, because we've had Zoom fatigue, we've had all these kinds of situations where we've been too immersed. So, we should know where we draw the line. The system should be in place. Like, Apple gives you a timeout. When I use my phone too much, it starts telling me you're using more than what you were using last week. So we need to build in AI, which takes care of censorship, like what Yash said, that, if there is a child, it should, weed out any bad actor, because they don't know any better. They may accidentally start sharing more than what they need to. And of course, situations like this, where it starts telling you you're spending too much time in VR, why didn't you take a break from it? Because that is the role of responsible technology.
Yeah, I think yes. With the mind again starting to believe that maybe a game can become the most important part of someone's life, and especially when there's money involved, and there is a lot of money involved in the NFT and metaverse space right now. We're talking about billions and trillions of dollars, right? So things can get serious because of these, and then there's fatigue. I think both of you brought in some very good points around this, and to add to that, I think I also want to say that because we talk about a decentralized world, right? With decentralization, the benefits are kind of credited back to the users or the creators, right? And it's not centralized in someone's hand. The responsibilities are also kind of given to everyone. It's the responsibility of your own safety, keeping your funds safe, keeping your mental health safe. So that also kind of, in a way, gets decentralized, right? So most of the hacks and all of that, I think hacks are getting way too advanced right now. Especially like I was reading about this hack on Axie Infinity, right? And one of their software developers, the engineers, he was lured into another job, like a fake job profile, where they asked for his profile, and they took several, like 8 to 10 rounds of interviews, very grueling interviews. And ultimately, when he was asked to download some offer letter or something, that file had the script where his wallet got hacked. And because of this, I think Axie Infinity lost some hundreds of millions of dollars. So their servers were hacked now. So you never know what detail or what length hackers can go to, and how it can impact your entire life going forward. So I think it's very important to be safe in this space. If you are aware, I don't think safety is a concern for most. Just that you have to be careful on what link you're clicking on, what files you're opening, who you are talking to, and all of that.